Gervonta Davis will be defending his title versus Ricardo Núñez in Baltimore, his hometown. I believe they wanted to fight Gamboa instead, but that fight fell through, and now he fighting his mandatory. They probably just decided to get the mandatory out the way, even though I thought his mandatory was someone else. But obviously Núñez got the title shot now, so we'll see if he could live up to it, which probably end up another first round knockout for Gervonta Davis, because the last time I seen Ricardo Núñez in a fight was versus Bartholomew, and I just felt like Ricardo punches are wild and he's just too slow for Gervonta Davis, and he's just not on his level, period. You know, he'd be lucky if he could hang there for 3 rounds. But boxing is a theory of the unexpected, so you never know. But Gervonta Davis definitely need to step his game up as far as competition level, because he was on a good path when he won the title shot. I mean, knocking out Pedraza in an impressive fashion, to say the least. I mean, even look at when Lomachenko fought him, he couldn't stop the guy, and he threw like 100 punches in the 11th round. He couldn't put him out, and Gervonta smoked him, right? And that's when Pedraza was actually better than when Lomachenko fought him. And then after that, he fought a couple undefeated opponents. They were actually good. They're not great, but they were actually good names. But then, ever since then, the competition level just went downhill, you know. I know he was supposed to fight Morris his last fight, but that fight got canceled. He ended up fighting somebody who was almost a bantamweight, you know. So fans aren't too excited to see fights that we already know what's the outcome going to be. You know, we like to be a little curious. So the fact that Gervonta Tank Davis is getting called out by everybody. I mean, Shakur Stevenson, Russell, Gary Russell is calling him out. Lomachenko, even Devin Haney called him out. Lopez called him out. So I don't know what it is. Even though Gervonta Davis looked like the goods, but because he's not saying nothing to Lomachenko, etc., now everybody's just calling him out. I mean, I don't know if he's looking sweet in there. Like, to them, they like, oh, okay, this guy don't want no smoke, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to fight him. Like I said, I mean, Gervonta got to do something, man. He got to fight somebody, and somebody respect it. I mean, I don't want to see no damn Gervonta versus Cruz. What the hell? Bro, he finished smoke Cruz in 1 round. I want to see him versus Gary Russell, Shakur Stevenson, Lomachenko. These top fights that will define his legacy. Even a Tevin Farmer fight. Like, can we get a little something? Like I said, Tank Davis been on fire, ain't no doubt about it, but just for the wrong reasons. You know, you don't want to be known for a guy who everybody's calling out, and everybody knocking on your door, but you ain't open the door for nobody. I mean, you got to open the door for somebody now, you know what I mean? Like, when Floyd Mayweather was his age, Floyd Mayweather was the one being ducked by everybody. The only guy that I see in Tank Davis' shoes at this point was Canelo Alvarez at the time, because Canelo was getting called out by everybody, but he wasn't opening anybody's door. He would pick and choose. But like I said, Tank Davis got to at least fight somebody. He got to make a statement versus a name, and he ain't doing that right now. And like I said, Cruz will be the wrong choice, because Cruz is another fighter that's moving up in weight, that's been ducking everybody, been ducking Rigondeaux, Gary Russell. He's just been ducking all the real smoke and just fighting fighters who he believed he could beat or he got a chance against. So that's why Cruz was never talked about to be on the pound for pound list or even close to it, because he's a tomato can in my opinion. So Tank Davis versus Cruz doesn't prove anything. Like I said, we got to see Tank Davis versus at least fighters like Lopez, Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Gary Russell, Tevin Farmer, Lomachenko, any of them fights. You know what I mean? Like I said, it just need to be fights with fighters that's already proven and that we know of, that they can actually fight and give them a tough challenge. And like I always say, subscribe below if you're trying to get smart about them, and if you're trying to get dumb about it, second, don't listen to these casual ass fans. And peace.